Buenas noches, mi gente. Welcome to WATERMARK Podcast con la Margarita and
your boy, aka Professor Big Meech. I don't know. I'm thinking about putting a new handle on it.
Jesus, another also known as another AKA.
Yeah, I've been doing so much incredible
You know, my
stuff.
brother called me from Syracuse.
What is that?
He said, you know, I watched one of your podcasts the other day. He said, you look great. But can you tell your co-host to just pick a name already?
Oh, you could kiss my cracker mouth.
And I said, you know what?
I need to pick a name.
Hello, Melissa, Maria de Pilar.
Don't get mad at me because you ain't got other personality. You just got other personalities and you ain't telling nobody.
Well, no, I think he just stuck to one that he's comfortable
whatever.
with.
We all got different sides.
Okay.
You got shit. You Margarita. You Margie. When you around white folks, Margie.
No, I'm not.
There she is, Margie.
I tell them, call me
I
Margie.
came by her job. She really has a job. I went by a job. She really got a job. I went there. I saw her. What happened? We get music in the background. Somebody's trying to call Margie on the phone. I can't wait till we get us a.
Oh, Lillian, it is a pleasure to have you here
Hola,
with us.
Lillian. Hola. Yeah, we gonna Well, I see you made me lose my train of thought.
Talk about my job.
Oh,
What?
yeah. She got a job for real. In there, it's like a rainbow coalition in there.
Yeah, it is.
You got white folks, black folks. I was proud.
Mexican, Peruvian, and Puerto Rican.
I know it was a Mexican person that was in there.
And then you got the Peruvian lady,
Yeah,
and
the
then
Peruvian lady
myself.
there?
So yeah.
It was the older lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which one?
The one that was like.
Oh yeah, the one sitting on the side of me. Yes.
Hola. She's in the corner. Hola. Hola, mama. Abuela. What's going on?
Nothing.
You can't. You going to hit it on? You going on a trip, aren't you?
Yes.
Are you gonna be putting that on your Margarita? Margarita? You're not gonna be taping it or nothing?
What? My what?
You got something thing, Margarita.
Moments con Margarita.
Yeah, that's same thing.
But you're saying it wrong. You do that to just get on my nerves.
Oh my God, I do that because I don't know everything.
Yes, you do
all
know.
Right? No, I don't. Oh
anyway,
my God.
yes.
I don't even remember all my sons' names, okay? I don't remember them. I said you, and you. And you.
You know, I saw a...
And you. What about Harry?
I saw a billboard. And it caught my attention. It said, "Fear is contagious."
Oh, okay.
And so is hope. And that just was like, oh, I'm in traffic, and it made it all better. And because it says it all depends, and hope lives within you, so pass it on.
You
and
memorized it too.
Because it caught my attention. And it goes to a lot of the things. It connects with a lot of the things we talk about here.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. There's a yin yang. There's opposites. There's a pro and a con. There's whatever, right? There's light and dark. And a lot of people get so paralyzed with fear.
Hold on. Why are we just jumping into some serious stuff so quickly?
No, I'm just talking about the billboard.
It's
not serious. You always want to be a joker.
No, I want to be a joker. I'm just saying.
Anywho, so what it says, and it's not. It's like turning a negative into a positive. We get so paralyzed with fear, not realizing that if we just have a little bit of hope and a mustard seed of faith, we can move mountains if we choose so. So that billboard struck me because it was such, whoever paid the money to have that put up there is a genius and is a saint, because how many people be driving home from work or to work and they're so depressed or unhappy or just fed up with everything, and they see this big sign.
Do you know who played for the billboard?
No. I didn't look at the small print. I was just driving through, and I thought I wanted to share that with you tonight, because we become so fearful of things, of just the smallest things. Like I spoke with a lady one day, and she's very intelligent, very wise, but she told me that everything she's been through in life, if she pulls in her driveway, even if she has to go to the bathroom in the worst way, and there's a cat in her driveway, she would not get out of her car. That she is petrified of cats. So I mean, fear can be something big. Fear of heights, fear of how people are fearful of taking exams, to fear of seeing a cat, or fear of waking up in the middle of the night, having to go to the bathroom when the house is dark. So just try to flip it every day with the affirmations. Try and flip that into where you're saying, I believe in me, I believe in God, I believe, whatever it is that your beliefs are, to start turning that fear into hope that, you know what, everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm a little bit afraid, but it's going to be okay. And every day that you do something that you're fearful of is every day you get closer to breaking free from it. Hello, Andrea. Fear of flying, but yet you fly all the time. So go ahead, because Byron wants to do his news because I got a little bit too serious, but it's not serious. It's just light.
No. I went on to another topic in my head.
Okay.
Seriously.
And that makes it all the worse that you're not paying attention to me.
I was listening to you, but it's like a show that has a format, right? Mm-hmm. So if you go off format, then I have to figure out where you went off format, get us back to format, and then go back to where we're going to go to where we started. So while you was doing that, I was doing all that.
But who's the format person?
So no format then. Let's just talk about rats and shit.
But you're the formatter.
Right. So I was thinking about who we was going to go next.
I'm sorry if I threw you off.
No, you didn't. I was ready to roll.
Well, well, you're obviously not, because now you're stuck.
No, I'm not.
You got stuck for a minute.
No, I didn't. I was thinking about what you said about fear. Okay. And I was going to say something. If you had asked me what I was thinking, I would have told you. I was thinking, damn, that was really good. I was thinking about fear earlier today. So much that I said, wow, sometimes you get so fearful that you should have really asked me. I was waiting for you to ask me. That's what threw me off. You didn't ask me.
But you know that I get so carried away and lost in what it is that I'm trying to relate to people. And I apologize. Hello, Nancy Green. But the thing is, I've told you, we've had numerous discussions on this.
Just jump in.
You're good at asking me what I think about something. And I really envy that, because I say, okay, I'm going to do better, and guess what happens?
Right, so I was waiting for...
So you need to say, you know what, today I was doing blah, blah, blah.
I was just waiting for me to jump in.
Okay, then jump in.
Okay. See? Well, fear... Shit.
And it's big and it's huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That was the only piece about that. But the fear piece, I think people get so caught into how bad things are going to look or feel, they don't move. Mm-hmm. And I had been caught into some fear stuff as far as business and things of that nature. Today I was just thinking about, damn, I actually stopped myself from doing certain things for fear of the outcome, for fear that I'm going to be perceived a certain way, for fear that people are not going to accept me, or when I do it, or for fear or the message I'm telling myself that I'm not prepared or know or knowledgeable enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? So fear is such a debilitating thing that it kind of puts you at this standstill. Because I also too saw that sign. Okay. And that's what I wanted to say. Okay. And then I thought the same thing. I don't even know we wasn't together. So we saw the same thing and had the same piece that it was so appropriate.
It's profound.
It's profound.
It was two lines, and it was so fear and hope. Those were it's profound because two separate words, but then they can make the whole difference of in your life. Like how you wake up in the morning, everything, how you do anything in life is based on those. You're either this or you have that. Mm-hmm. So it's up to you to choose. Now,
if you're listening and we're talking about fear, please jump in and give us a piece of what you. What's up, Nancy? And give us a piece of what you're thinking about. Last time we was together, we were saying that we wanted to keep talking about positive affirmation, positive feelings, and positive thoughts. I was going to say to you, since we're kind of in that area right now, was a friend told me a long time ago, and this is about positive affirmations, is that when his thoughts are so bad that he always wished that his brain could be connected to a TV set so he can actually look and view what he's watching. Now he can see it, but he would like other people to see it. And then the next day he came and told me, he said, nah, I changed my mind. I really want other people to see what I'm thinking. He said, it's so warped and so mucked up that if people actually got to see how bad I think, you know what I'm saying, how negatively I think, that'll be locked up.
So if he acknowledged the fact that he has that thought pattern,
right,
what is he doing to change it?
Well, I mean, I think he worked on it until he passed. You know, he worked on that's something that he worked on constantly, and I admired him for it. But the fact that he was insightful enough to even think that, you know, what if I could actually see my views or my, you know, envision my negativity or my negative thoughts? What would that dictate? How would that be?
But a lot of people can't, because my father, I tell you, he was an addict, and the book that I've been writing about my dad, which is called El Jardinero de mis Raíces, The Gardener of My Roots, it talks about how my father could stare the devil in the face, but he could not look at his reflection in the mirror.
Explain.
Because he was so warped and his thoughts were all over the place, and he felt weak that he couldn't stop what he was doing. That reality, that truth, looking back at him, he could not deal with. He always felt he wasn't ready to deal with that part of him. But as far as facing all the evils of the world and all this and that, he had no problems stepping up and handling that. So I could understand where your friend comes from. And that's, you know, it's like in the Eminem song. You know, he was doing jumping jacks to exercise those demons out of him. And that's what we have to do. I love Eminem. And that's what we have to do. And when we acknowledge that we're dealing with something of the negative realm, then it is our responsibility to correct it. A shrink can't do it. We all know that pills will not do it. And you can't have that frame of mind thinking that your friends and family's obligation is to help you through it. We can stand beside you and walk with you, but the path is yours to choose. To be a better person, to live a better life, to be of service to those around you, to pass on hope and faith. Now it's news time.
No.
No, go ahead.
No. I'm really moving. The quotes is cool. I wanted to go into the positive quotes piece about loving yourself. Live life to the fullest and focus on positive. Your positive action combined with positive thinking results in success. That negative conversation is so big. I remember numerous times stopping myself from doing things that I needed to do out of fear. You know, not allowing my brain to move on, not saying that things is positive. You know, not giving myself that positive affirmation, that positive joke. The energy level, sometimes you have to make sure that even with other people that you're around, if they don't have that same positive vibe, then you got to kind of separate yourself immediately and kind of go into your own private space. One thing I would like to say, when you talked about like the meditation piece, it's really big sometimes to have silence. Silence is a big thing. I think a lot of times with the noise, TV, all these other things happening. It's like
an antidepressant. It just dulls it for the moment.
Right. It dulls. Yeah. The boob tube or the dum dum channel. Sitting there watching TV. Now, don't get me wrong. I like watching TV as the next man. But they said the average person watches 5 to 8 hours of TV, 5 hours of TV a day. I mean, come on now. I mean, unless you're watching some serious stuff on YouTube or National Geographic, then you really should kind of not be doing that. What you can do, if you're going to watch YouTube, look under anything positive to think. Because there's so many things negative on YouTube that you can watch, like the booty shake contest that be coming on at 12 o'clock on noon. Yeah. Not that I watch it. But I watch it. Yeah. But I you know what? I was even telling myself I'm gonna stop watching these things because they're not healthy, and I'm gonna move on from the booty shake stuff. So that the whole positivity and a whole push of energy. I was talking to family members, and they was watching the program from we did on Tuesday, and they was saying they was loving that we kept pushing the positive conversation. I was watching people driving today, and they were shooting each other birds, and they was having all this negative the dialogue. It was crazy, and I was like, well, you could see them like want to fight, and I was like, well, they want to fight. Well, how do where did that come from? That came from this morning, them not giving themselves some positive dialogue and talk.
Exactly. You have to, even if you don't wholeheartedly believe in the beginning. But it's just like training. You have to train your mind to to be in sync with your spirit. And if you train them, one's always going to try to be ahead of the other. Your mind is going to tell you you have other things to do. When you're trying to work on the meditation to silence everything and just focus on your breathing, and that way you connect all your chakras and you get them all in order at the beginning of the day, your mind is going to go off telling you that you need to do this. You start wondering, what are you going to wear that day? What is it that you got to do after work? You have to control it. You are in control of everything, even your thoughts. So you have to, and it's a muscle. And it's a muscle that we don't think we have to train. It's like anything else. And so train it to your benefit. Train it so that everything you do, it's going to be for the best of you. So, again, to align them, it's going to take some effort. But it's the same effort that you take every day with, no matter how you're feeling, no matter if your kid has a play in school, but you can't go to it because you got to go to work for the other man and work on someone else's dream. If you don't have a business that you want to open or anything, you still have a life that you got to live. You're replaceable at work or anywhere else. You're not replaceable at home.
She said there's so many mixed feelings.
And
Evie.
what, Evie?
Is Evie or Evie?
It's Evie Love.
Evie Love. Was she a DJ?
No, that's her name.
What? That's a hot name.
It is.
Evie Love. What? You come in the building. Evie Love's in the building.
And so yeah, and you know what? Fear's good to an extent because they hold you back from doing anything you want to do. My fears is my fear is that I don't really have many fears, and I say that all the time, hoping I can come up with something. But it's like, what I normally do is I set out a prayer, like when I'm flying, like my friend Lillian wrote Fear of Flying. And when we were flying back from Hong Kong, we had, remember Lillian? We had we were blessed that no one was sitting in the middle seat. So she had the aisle seat and I had the window. And I'm watching movies. It was a 16-hour flight. And we're on there, we're watching movies, and I'm cracking up, and she tells me to shut up. I guess I was loud, but I had the headphones on. And then at one point, the turbulence was bad. It felt like we dropped and everything. And she's like, talk to me, hold my hand. And she asked me, why aren't you scared? And I said, because I already said a prayer, and I left it in God's hand, and whatever happens, gonna happen. So if I were to say, Father God, before the flight takes off, and I said, Father God, shield us, may the host of heaven shield us with your grace, and whatever's in your will, I accept. And once that plane takes off, I'm not going to take that back from him, because then I'm going to be twisted up like a salty pretzel, and then it's going to ruin my experience of flying on this nice plane that gave us hot food. So
what? No peanuts?
No peanuts, hot food, and you could have asked for soups and teas and coffees every 30 minutes.
What was
this?
What
it was on an Asian flight back from Hong Kong to New York.
Oh, that was they was doing massages and feet massages and all that.
No, but it was awesome. But that's what it is. So my fear sometimes is that I don't have enough fear, basic fears of mothers and your children and all of that. But yeah, it is how we feel for others, and that's the main thing. That's Evie. If you missed our other shows, this is what this is about. It's about learning to love yourself and be selfless with yourself. And once you start doing that, and you start taking all that energy that you're just throwing away on other people who really don't. You have 3-course meals on every flight, and I ate everything they offered. So, when we start pulling in that energy for ourselves, so that we can be the complete person that God made us to be, people will label us selfish, heartless, and that's when we see who our tribe truly is. And sometimes it has to take that painful truth to slap us in the face to realize, why haven't I been on my path towards my purpose? Is this the reason I've been held back? Because I've been sitting in the wrong tribe. So you have to train your mind. Why do we feel for others and not ourselves? Because we are conditioned to always give, and that when we do stuff for ourselves, then we're being selfish. And that's such a false truth. It's just totally false. The truth is, being selfless is just making your list. God, me, and then everybody else. If you don't take care of you, how can you continue to take care of everyone else? Children, grandchildren. So if they're going to label you selfish for being thankful to God for providing you with life every single day, then be selfish. Because in your heart, you're going to know that it's just being selfless and taking good care of the temple that you have been provided on the time that you're on this earth, so that you can be of service to those around you. And again, it's all about training the mind to come in contact and connect with your spirit. Because when you're out of balance, because your mind is taking you this way to things you don't want to do or things that make you feel incomplete, and your spirit is just left there all the time, like a hungry child. You're giving the food to your eldest and leaving your youngest hungry. So you have to try and find the balance with your spirit and condition your mind to follow. And so when that happens, then you're on the road of feeling complete and feeling grateful. I posted something the other day about gratitude. We don't use that word enough in our vocabulary. We don't use that word enough to describe ourselves. Because, the saying we were raised on is, I'm the type of person, I'll take my shirt off for the next person. Well, no, keep your shirt on. Because Byron will go through the when you sit on an airplane, what's the first thing you hear, Byron? When you're on the flight, they tell you to buckle up, and then what? When they go through the safety stuff.
Or like if the air thing falls, to make sure you get oxygen first.
Tell them.
Yeah, get oxygen first. Make sure that you get what you need first before you try to help somebody else. What we always find ourselves doing is making sure that we want other people to be well. So we work so hard at making sure everybody else is well. We don't take care of ourselves. Okay, and that's a normal motherly instinct for the most part. They do that, all the time. I would tell everybody that you need to start looking at yourself and loving yourself, and that's not easy. And that's what we're telling you. That's what we come to this whole positive affirmation piece. But you can have some power to do so, and it's not easy because your mind is crazy and your head is crazy, and you just say all kind of stupid shit to yourself all the time. I think the first thing you need to tell yourself that you tell yourself some stupid shit. Okay, you do, and
you gotta apologize to yourself.
I say, what the hell was that? I think when we don't question our thoughts, I think that's when have it. I mean, because feelings and spirits always follow, and people try to throw their negative spirit and feeling. I've been around like crazy spirits like my whole life, and I always have to tell her, what up, Lisa?
She's at work.
She at work. Lisa, listen to us. You can listen to us on what?
But you.
How she listen?
Evie, let me tell you something. Let me go back.
Tell Lisa real quick. Does she listen on SoundCloud? But isn't that like a
I don't know. She works with numbers.
Oh, okay.
And that's your Evie. I just want to say, it's not our business how other people feel. It's not our business how other people think about us. It's not our business what other people say about us. And once you clarify that, if someone's in need and you want to help, by all means, I'm not saying be selfish. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're so worried about how someone else is feeling or what they're thinking, or no, it's not our business. Our business and our first business of the day should be to love yourself and to apologize to ourselves for being absent. And maybe you have to delve in a little deeper and talk to that inner child, which I do, and I apologize because, let me tell you, I said it on one of the other podcasts, I hadn't cried since the age of 6, and it took me almost 2 years after my daddy died to finally cry over losing my daddy. And I was like, I stopped, like when a kid hits, and I stopped because my cry was foreign to me. I hadn't listened to the sound of my cry since I was 6. Now, between 6 and 40, a lot of stuff happened to me that I didn't allow myself to cry about. I just swallowed it and swallowed it. So I had so many repressed emotions down there that when I got upset, it's like I say, I have the compartments in my head. So because whatever I feel here and whatever I think I feel here, they're different. So you're always in a battle with yourself. So who gives a shit about what someone else is feeling or thinking? As long as you do the best that you can do for anyone, and you do it from your heart, however they perceive it, is not your business. Like people say, why do you give homeless people money? They're gonna go drink. That's not my business. If I drive by and I see someone there, I don't give to everybody. But there's particular ones that for some reason, I'm rummaging. So what I do is I keep singles tucked in my car. Now, I'm broke. I'm not telling you I have excess money. But you know what? Whenever I see someone and I look at them and something tugs and I open that, I save and I have it. Why do I give to them? Because it comes from my heart to give. Because I might not have that extra dollar to give, but he has no dollar. And whatever he chooses to do with it, that's his business. And not mine. My job is to share my wealth and share my knowledge and share health. And health begins with the soul, and that's what we're here for. Because you know what, I can eat a cheeseburger anytime, and so we're not going to talk about healthiness right now. I'm learning. But the bottom line is, if you always be grateful and show gratitude to God for every morning, putting breath in your life, He's giving you a new day to make a change and make a difference. So start connecting this with this. And as time goes on, like with anything, like with your change of lifestyle, eating, of exercise routine, it all takes time to build those muscles to where you want it to be. Start training your brain to be of positive thoughts, positive feelings, positive affirmations, so that you can give positivity to the ones surrounding you. There you go. It's that simple. It's that simple. God is in everything we do. You know, people always say the devil's in the details. Well, I say God's in the details because I be seeing a lot of signs. I say prayers and I see them. When I was going to Spain, I said, God, please let me know if I'm supposed to go to Europe, which I've never been, and walk 500 miles that I haven't left the house in 5 years because I was taking care of my husband. And I kept seeing signs, and the last sign was the week.
It's 8 o'clock.
I think it was 3 days before my husband died. And I go to the same pharmacy I've been going to for the last 3 years. And I'm at the light and I look across the street and there's a church van and it said El Camino. And I was like, oh my God. And 3 weeks after Eric passed away, I went to heal my soul walking through the northwest part of Spain for 31 days. So God does, when you say a prayer, pay attention, because we throw prayers up there thinking He's going to knock at our door. Yeah. Pay attention. Tell Him to teach you how to train that, because it all works. And be grateful. Be grateful and show gratitude, and you're on your way. Now, Byron's going to talk some, because I just kind of hijacked it. But it's just the importance. He's talking about positive affirmations, and I think that, before you can start believing the positive affirmations, before you start believing in words, you got to start believing in your spirit. You got to start believing that, one, we're never alone because God is always present. One, we shouldn't be fearful because God is always present. And three, it's not about what anybody says, because we have to, attest, or what is that word, to God for the things we've done. So why are we worrying about what anybody else is thinking and feeling and doing when we got to be repentive of what we're doing to the only one who really cares? So start loving on yourself. Start healing in yourself. Start loving that inner child that we've abandoned. And just do it. Just do it and believe in yourself. It starts with self-belief, self-love, self-trust, and most of all, self-honor. Honor yourself enough that you were worthy to wake up this morning to make a difference in somebody's life. And that's how you do it, Abby. That's how you're there for people, by showing up in the best attitude, in the best frame of mind and spirit, and smile into every room you walk in, and you're lighting up other people's spirits without even knowing it. That's how you are there for others, without giving what you can't give or giving what you shouldn't give, because you can't keep pouring from an empty cup. Go on, Byron.
I am love. I am purpose. I was made with divine intention.
Yes, say it with feeling.
Okay. put that down. I am love. I am purpose. I was made with divine intention. Just understand that somebody higher than you, I put you on this earth for you to do some great things. Okay. And you are love, and you have purpose. And if you don't have purpose, then be excited about looking for some purpose. Your thought?
No, go ahead.
I'm just gonna read them off to you. I don't sweat the small stuff.
I don't.
I can, I will. End of story.
That's it. You can and you will. You shouldn't. And one of the words that you gotta remove from your thoughts as you begin this journey of self-healing is the word can't. Because can't means you won't, and if you won't, what's the purpose of getting up every day trying? You have to say, I can. It's hard. I hate it, but I can.
I am adventurous. I overcome fears by following my dreams.
Be adventurous. Be a wanderlust spirit. Even if you wander over to the next street every morning taking a walk.
I feed my spirit. I train my body. I focus my mind. It's my time.
I feed my spirit. I train my mind. No, I train my body. That's a work in progress.
I focus my mind. It's my time.
My time. Your time. That's all the time you have is yours.
I am in charge of how I feel, and today I am choosing happiness.
Choose. Happiness is a choice. So when I hear people say, I left because he wasn't making me happy, you're stupid. You're stupid, because then that means the next person's not going to make you happy, and the next person's not going to make you happy, and no one's going to make you happy. And then when things keep going wrong, you're going to keep blaming God when he's like, what the hell? Look in the mirror.
I am my own superhero.
All day, Wonder Woman.
I will not compare myself to strangers on the internet. Yeah.
No.
That's a big thing.
Because let me tell you something. I love me some Snapchat filters. So I ain't comparing myself to nobody on social media, because if Snapchat can make me look like that, imagine any of those other apps I'm not aware of. Every love, send me your address.
For the single ladies and men, I am choosing and not waiting to be chosen.
Yes. It's
Okay.
just like when you go and interview for a job, when you go check out a new apartment, when you go buy a car. Don't be intimidated. You need to be interviewing them as well. You choose. You're going to choose. Do I want you as my landlord? Do I want you as my boss? Do I really want this car? It's your choice at the end of the day. Nobody makes you do shit.
I am enough.
I am, yep.
Mm-hmm. Tell yourself that. Striving to improve yourself, your career, or your relationships is a good thing, right? Yes, but remember to acknowledge that you are worthy of self-love and achieving great things. Constantly tell yourself, you are enough. I am enough.
I am enough. And don't think about yesterday. Don't think about tomorrow. Own your now and live in your moment. This is the only day you have, and today you are enough.
I am whole. Writer, spiritual mentor, and love pioneer Jennifer Cass reminds us that we do not need a soulmate to complete us. All we need is already within us. I am whole.
Inquire within. When you're lonely, inquire within. When you're mad, inquire within. If you... No, I can't say that. Go ahead.
What she was going to say?
If you're horny, inquire within.
I have the power to create change.
Yes, you do.
I let go of all that no longer serves me.
How do you think that would work?
Well, letting go of all that serves?
I let go of all that no longer serves me. On a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is that?
Very difficult. First, you got to see what don't serve you. Then you have to kind of measure it out to see if that's not your ego talk, if it's really your spirit that's telling you that it doesn't serve you. You got to kind of give it some test amongst yourself.
So if it is your spirit telling you, then you know you need to let it go. So how difficult is the reality of letting something go that you've already built a routine with, or costumbre? I know it falls under the same thing as routine, but something that you've already, it's part of your day, it's part of your week. It's how do you let go of something like that? Because although that is the most truth that you can hear, it is the most difficult, I think, is to let go of people in your life that no longer serve you.
Well, the first thing you do is don't ask yourself, that's with a meditation, and I think in some self-realization comes in. Go into you. Ask yourself, is this really working? No one else can tell you that. People can give you, tell you that you should look into stuff. They should usually, it doesn't look right. This is not that. That's something, because it could be something from a relationship with a friend or a spouse or a family member. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to judge that. You can ask for some insight from others, but in the end, it's your choice. But I think the good part is that now that we're talking, that you're becoming aware that you need to start choosing and picking. And now, before you was in the garden and you just walking around, and now you're becoming, instead of a spectator, you're becoming a gardener. You're looking around, saying you need to till your soil. You're looking around saying, oh, this needs to be picked up. And like fruit, it's funny. If people don't tell you, you don't even know when to pick the fruit. Some fruit you pick off or too early, it's not going to do. Like avocados always mess me up. You know what I'm saying?
I know, me too.
Avocados always look like they're ready to be eaten until you open it up. But some people can look at an avocado and 1 minute they cut it and they got it on their rice and stuff.
Yeah,
right. So,
I could never pick an avocado either.
So you have to learn how that happens. And so don't beat yourself up that you would this garbage ass dude or chick that's not worth a damn. Now, when you become enlightened and you're getting more information and you continue to do that, then that's now you can maybe start kicking yourself in the ass a little bit. But until then.
But also, when that happens, I'm glad you brought that up, that word enlightened. When you become enlightened, you might become afraid because you're going to see everything in such a different light that it's going to demand your action. In one part. In another part, when you become enlightened, the people around you are going to be so disappointed that you've elevated that they're going to just probably take off from you, but before that they're going to try and hinder you and do damage to you. But keep on going. Just keep on, because that saves you from actually doing the work, and it shows you more like a panoramic view who was who in your life. So that keep that word always in the forefront of your mind. Enlightenment. Look it up, study it, and learn how you can reach that enlightenment. Because when it does, and you get this epiphany of where your life should be going, it's beautiful and scary. Trust me.
But it needs to be done nonetheless.
It needs to be done in order for your survival from your body, mind, and spirit.
I can do all things. Here's your Monday morning mantra. All during the week, I can do all things. Now, we talked about that last time. Some people I can do all things through Christ.
Hello, Denise Martinez.
What up, Denise? If you can't use Jesus or God because you have your whatever going on with you, and that's not your thing, then you need to say, I can do all things through something else. I would advise you to pick something else besides yourself. I think a lot of times we try to handle too much by ourselves when that's not really that relief valve that's going to give you. We talked before that sometimes some of you all, I know we always speak of not getting medication and things like that. Some of you all, one thing was, we'll talk about the news later, was about postpartum. That was one of the big things on the news. I would tell people, if you find yourself trying to do all the things that we're telling you to do, and you still can't come out of that fog or that blue funk, then you do need to go see somebody. You do need to go talk to a professional and see what happens. Now, this is we're trying to give you some good old fashioned common sense kind of thing. But some of y'all so far gone, y'all need something a little bit bigger than that. So then, and that's not making it bad. They just need, if I fall down and a rock hit my head, I don't need somebody to come and put a Band-Aid on it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm bleeding outside of my head, I might need a little bit more than that. So by the time you hear us, the wound might be so far gone that what we're saying is won't do it for you. So you need to get some more help inside that. But think about it. If you heard what we said and it got you going, then we've done the job. We planted the seed. But you might need a little bit.
You might have to see what course you got to go on. But for those in the area, and maybe I'll do like a webinar, but I am hosting, and we could talk about prices. If you contact me, but I will be hosting a 2-day workshop, and we will be having an intention ritual, because sometimes I'm a hands-on person, so I can hear something, I can read it, but I like to actually be a part of it. So I will be having